NFL. It was it was it was one for the books. One for the books. One some people want to remember. One some people want to forget. So let's just get into it, man. On Thursday night, we know the Lions and the Cowboys duked it out, and Lions took that game. I think well, we didn't record on that, so we didn't even cover that. So um, the Lions uh, 44, Cowboys 30. Um, this one was a good game, must win for the Lions to actually win this game because if they're trying to keep track in that NFC North, they really needed to keep winning. The Cowboys fans got disappointed because they thought they was going to go on a run, but CD Lamb is, I think he got injured. Didn't he get injured in
Got
part of
con-
this game?
Concussion,
big time.
Yeah,
concussion.
yeah, yeah. So he got injured,
Literally
and
correct.
then the focus was all on Pickens, and Pickens just didn't pan out for him.
Sure.
So that's telling you something right there. With both of them in the game, they could be lethal and dangerous, but with Pickens just by himself, you know, kind of got
He
exposed
not
to
really.
me.
I mean, he has performed in the past when he was by
Multiple
himself.
games without
Multiple
CD.
game, yeah, without CD, he has performed.
Yeah.
Something else was going on when you look at this game. I think it's probably going to stay in house, but you can tell there's something going on in the background that has caused him to become disinterested. And these are some of the antics. These are some of the um, personality traits that people were afraid of when he was with the Steelers. Right? He
Mm,
can be come
yes.
off a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit aloof, not all the way locked in. And I'm wondering, I'm speculating if this has anything to do with any sort of contractual conversations that might be happening behind closed doors that's not going the way that he wants it to go. Just a speculation.
Yeah. That's a
Pitt,
good
Yeah.
point.
Pittsburgh fans were like, "Oh, there's the George Pickens we've come to know and love." Like they wasn't surprised. They wasn't surprised. So yeah,
Yeah.
and
So it
and,
took
and
until week 14
yep,
for it to rear its head. So that's a
yep,
good point you make there, Lee, because we're gonna see where this continue to go.
yeah.
If there is like some sort of contract stuff going on behind the scenes, he wears his emotion on his sleeve. So
He does.
And then some.
it's all
Yep.
gonna come out. Yeah.
But but
All
no
right.
man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, with the game, you know, Dallas scored 30, Detroit scored 44. Honestly speaking, I put this loss on the Dallas Cowboys offense. You can't have three turnovers against the Detroit Lions. Not these Detroit Lions, right? We know Dallas defense isn't great. It's gotten better, and if you notice, Detroit didn't really try to run the ball that much. Gibbs had 12 carries, Montgomery had six, but they threw to Gibbs a good amount, and every time Gibbs got the ball, he seemed to be making the play. Had Deron Bland looking like he didn't know how to play defensive back anymore, unfortunately for him. And so, but when your defense isn't that good, the offense got to protect them. You can't give that defense short fields to defend three times during a game. I mean, the third one was like towards the end of the game, but still. So, it would have been a short otherwise without turnovers. Maybe Dallas wins 40-37, something like that. But, and then Aubrey is a weapon, man, because Aubrey kept them in that game with all those 55 plus field goals he was kicking. So, Detroit's right of the ship. Dallas still has that very slim margin of trying to make it to the playoffs, but those numbers went down greatly after this loss. It was a fun game to watch, and I'm sure the host of the show is happy as to the result of that game, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, but Links, you're lucky. You're
Yeah.
lucky. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say. You're lucky because if they had won that game
Yeah.
and then you guys turn out performing the way you guys did yesterday,
Yeah.
be right on your heels, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still too close.
And it's still too close, and
Yeah.
the collapse could still take place. But
Yeah.
Dallas at that point they had kind of they had a little bit of their destiny in their own hands, but now they're going to need a lot more help than they would have otherwise needed, of course, if they had won. And I just go back to the whole Pickens thing. It's a mystery as to why he didn't step up in that game, uh, and we probably never know. It's probably not our business to know, right? And that's fine. But for the most part, Dallas they've been playing a lot better up until that point. Detroit, mm, it's still scary. I know we play them this coming week, and we're going to talk about that in the next recording in the next show.
Yeah.
But Jared Goff, he was pretty efficient as usual, very efficient. And even though they didn't have a lot of runs, they were efficient with their running game. I think Gibbs had 3 rushing touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just off of the limited touches that he had. So, with that said, I think this is more so Dallas losing the game than Detroit winning. And I still got to give up to Schottenheimer. He's doing a heck of a job, even with the loss, even with everything that's going on. He's showing himself to be a pretty good head coach. And now I find myself believing that he can find a way to kind of help continue to turn this around and maybe make a push. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I believe more in Schottenheimer than I do the other guy up north
You're the
with the
S.
cheesesteaks. Yeah.
You're the S.
Yeah.
You're the coach
Yeah.
S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So keeping in with these with the recap, man, Lee, I know you um your prediction for the Falcons is always, the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
So I think at the halftime score was 6-6.
You were scared. You were scared, weren't you?
I, I was looking at I was looking at
You
this game. I was
was-
like, no, don't tell me. Please don't tell me this. Don't tell me this. But I just have to wait I just have to wait a little bit. Just
Yeah.
have to wait a little bit for the true Falcons to show up,
Yeah.
and show up they did. Yeah, yeah. The Seattle Seahawks, man, they just outmatched these guys. The Falcons. I don't know. I mean, when you have Kirk Cousins, under center, I don't know how much you're gonna. I don't know how much you're gonna win.
Shame.
So it is what it is. It's the Falcons. Yeah, yeah. It's the Falcons, man. So hey, Seattle did their thing. They should have won this game anyway. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
I mean, when you go up against a team that has a really good defense and a good offense, it's a matter of time, right? And second half, it caught up to the Falcons. Kirk Cousins, 50% completions, 162 yards, 2 interceptions. That ain't helping none. They did try to run the ball. I give a little bit of credit for that, but they went up against a really good team, and it showed. And they hung around in the first half, but second half, uh, Seattle got loose, and now that was it.
Let me tell you guys something. If you go on social media and you look up the Atlanta Falcon fans, it's pure entertainment, man. It is entertainment on another level. I don't like to thrive in the um, you know the discouragement of other people, right? What they're going through and the angst that they're feeling, but they're being very creative with their messaging to the Falcons and their disdain towards Raheem. It's like nothing I've ever seen. But that being said, Bijan Robinson, he did get a lot of carries in this game, which he should have.
Mhm.
They need to continue to do that to make sure that they at least try to keep the other team honest. And it worked for the first half. For the first half, they were in it. They just didn't have enough gas in the tank. And with a team like Seattle, once that throttle starts to go down, they're gonna throttle up because they're high octane on all levels. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he didn't have a ton of yards, but he did enough damage to kind of break open the floodgates. Sam Darnold is continuing to look like a top 10 quarterback this season. He did a pretty good job. The running game for Seattle was but efficient enough to keep the chains moving. But that defense, I think they're calling McDonald the coach for Seattle. They said he's the defensive version of Sean McVay. That's what
Mm.
they're calling him.
Mm.
And I see it like when you watch him and you watch the team and you watch how elite and how well coached that defense is performing, I can see it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think they're going to go as far as Darnold allows them to. But for Atlanta, I'm going to continue to support. I live in Atlanta. I'm not an Atlanta fan, of course, but I'll support and keep pulling for them and hope that they at least pull a couple more games out before the season ends.
All right. All right.
We'll see.
All right. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Yeah, wink,
All right.
wink.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, look, in this next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, both of these teams 1-2 in the division. The Baltimore Ravens now fall 6-7, game under 500, and Pittsburgh Steelers game above 500, 7-6. All right. So who's gonna win this division? I mean, it doesn't look like the Baltimore Ravens want to win the division. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, all right, it was they played hard, and they are a team that plays hard, but this is what they do every year. I mean, they do the same thing every year. They finish, 9 games or 10 games. They win, and they miss the playoffs or what. So I don't know, what's going on. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers he played okay, played well. If you look at the stats, though, you would think, Lamar Jackson was killing it, and Derrick Henry had 94 yards. Um, but I don't know what's going on in Baltimore. I don't know. He has to be hurt. He has to be hurt. I think Lamar Jackson is hurt in some kind of way, and they're just not saying anything. It'll come out after the season. But anyway, Pittsburgh ends up winning the game. They're in first place in that division, AFC North. So there you go. I mean, what can I say about this game? It's Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
Yeah, I agree with you. Something, everything is not well with Lamar. Something's off. Something's hurt. Something's messed up. He's gutting it out, but he's the kind of quarterback where if he's not mobile and I'm going to make those plays off script, it's a totally different system, right? Because that whole offense is predicated on his mobility, his athleticism, and then coupled with Derrick Henry. As for Pittsburgh, the fans chanting about fire Tomlin, and Big Ben talking about he should go coach, Penn State and all kinds of stuff. And then the players seem to respond. Tomlin always doubles down whenever he gets in trouble. Somehow the team comes out and plays well the next week, right? And so Pittsburgh played well. DK Metcalf went off 148 yards on 7 catches. They're now 7-6, and if they keep on winning, they'll win the AFC. They'll win the AFC North. They need another 2 wins to make sure Tomlin doesn't have a losing season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how it go. But I agree. It almost feels as if with the AFC North, like it's a hot potato and no one seems to want it. In terms of who's going to take the AFC North crown, it seems to be just people getting passed and then dropping it, and someone else comes up and things just kind of going helter skelter. But yeah, glad to see Tomlin has responded with a victory, and going from there.
I laugh at some of these fan bases where they're so accustomed to a level of success, even though it's not a Super Bowl, it's not championships, but your team doesn't suck, right? And then they feel like, oh, this guy isn't doing it, let's get rid of him, as if they can just find someone off the street to come in and automatically give them an upgrade. Like it's that easy to coach, right? So same thing with quarterbacks. They do the same thing with quarterbacks as well. I think Minnesota's feeling that right now based off, some of the players, how they acted towards Darnold last year. But with this game, I came out of this game, and the only thing I want to know is what is a catch, right? Because I mean, I don't really care
Shoot.
about the score. I don't care about the outcome. I'm stuck on what I every year it's like, or every other year, I find myself asking the same question.
Yeah.
What the heck is a catch?
Who knows?
So you had Isaiah Likely, he caught the ball,
Yeah.
2 steps in the end zone.
Yeah.
If he had gone out of bounds, that would have been a catch.
Right.
It would have been a
But he
touchdown.
was inbound, but that would have been a touchdown, right? But he's inbounds, 2 feet down, and then my man hit the ball out. But that he's in the end zone. I could see if he was in the middle of the field, right? Then he had to make a football move, but there's no football move to make when you're in the end zone. You just got to secure the ball.
That's it.
So I still don't understand that ruling. I don't understand what a catch is, obviously, and I don't think we've gotten a comprehensive or clear explanation as to why they made that call.
Clear as mud.
Right.
Clear
So
as mud.
that's my only take for this game. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
the Steelers won. You got two teams who they're not going to go anywhere. Even it doesn't matter which one of these teams end up making it to the playoffs. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all those people calling for Tomlin head, you need to look at the GM, because the GM has yet to give him a franchise quarterback,
Exactly.
to be able to do anything with. Like, what is he supposed to do?
Right. Yeah.
Not just quarterback, the roster. Look at that entire roster.
Mm-hmm.
What was the highest paid defense in the league? Or it's up there.
Yeah.
Top
yeah.
2, top 3. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Lee. As far as and I'm just touching on this real quick. As far as the catch is concerned, I don't know what a catch is. I really don't know. Why can't it just go back to, if the ball is in your hand? I don't care if it's moving around. I don't care. I really don't care if it's moving around, it's juggling. I don't care, as long as it doesn't hit the ground and you
Right.
got it in your hand. If it's juggling, it's moving, it's doing whatever, who cares? That's a catch.
It's a catch.
I don't care 2-step move. I don't care football move. I don't care none of that. Just if it's in your hand and it don't hit the ground, that's a catch, man. That's what we call a catch. When we used to play with our ball and you throw it and you catch it. I mean,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a good point. I don't understand. They're confusing everybody. So, all right. In this next game, man, this
Is that time?
it's that time. It's that time,
All right.
man.
All right.
It's that time. Hey, look here.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Shador came up big, man. And look, the thing about this is, and this is all I'm gonna say about this. Shador played well. Still, he got, look, but he played well. 300 and something yards, passing. But this is all I got to say about this game. Stefanski is definitely tanking. There is no way. There is absolutely no way you're gonna bring in a rookie running back. Okay, Judkins. This was supposed to be a reverse, where he throw it to the practice squad, wide receiver for a score for 2 points. Come on, man. Come on. You got to make it less obvious. Don't do this, Stefanski. Why? Why are you doing this? Anyway, man, that's really all I got to say about this game. I mean, look, the two friends went against each other, but the Stefanski was it's just over the top. I can't. I don't know why. And Shador is, and I'll just say this one thing. I'm gonna throw it to you guys. Shador is handling it well in the media. He's not throwing his coach under the bus. He's playing the game. He's playing the media game with very well versed from being in the media limelight his whole life. So he's playing that well, because the minute he says something about the play calling, they're gonna twist that, and it's gonna go it's gonna blow up. Yeah. So I was proud of him for how he was answering those questions, because that could go a whole nother direction. But yeah, anyway, I'll throw it to you guys on this one, man.
First off, congrats to Tennessee for in their second game of the season. They jeopardized their number 1 pick, but they got their quarterback for the future. So
They don't need it.
maybe we'll see. Anyway, um, so getting to Shador, right? So first off, he had a pretty good game. 23 for 42, 364 yards. Yes, against the Tennessee Titans, but hey, he did what he had to do, right? 3 touchdowns. He ran a touchdown in as well, right? Did something I think very few rookie quarterbacks have ever done. Plus 350 passing, 3 touchdowns, rushing touchdown. Why all of a sudden they decided to get creative with the 2-point conversions and take Shador out? We don't seem to know. It would make one speculate that this might be like some bone of contention or something that the head coach and he want to try and make sure that this dude don't have the ball in them situations. Yeah, we see this happen on occasion, but why now? And you didn't do it with Dylan Gabriel, you didn't do it with Flacco. I gotta say, only Cleveland could take a dude that most people in March, a fair number of people in March didn't like, and make him sympathetic. The guy who doing the watch its time and legendary and dropping all the way down to the 5th round and folks laughing at him and he's the 5th string starting off and all kinds of stuff, and now it's like, why are they doing this guy like that? He's just trying to help his team win. He's helping his team win. They're pulling him out the game for unknown reasons. People are trying to bait him at the pressers, and he's doing nothing but answering questions respectfully. He'll do whatever the coach wants him to do, and it's like only Cleveland can take the guy that folks were like, this dude is so full of himself, and make him a sympathetic hero in less than a calendar year. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I think everyone is at Stefanski's throat, as you guys articulated. You look at the way he called the game when Flacco was there starting. You look at the way he called the game when Dylan was there. So the 2-point conversion, the Wildcat package, that's been something he's been doing for a couple of games. I don't know when he started it. I can't accurately pinpoint if he started it with Dylan or if he started it with Shador, right? I have to go back and investigate and see. But I know for sure, since Shador's been the starter, almost every 2-point conversion and even some goal line situations, he would take Shador out and put in Judkins, right? And Quinshawn Judkins, he's a pretty, even though he's a rookie himself, he's a pretty good running back.
Yeah.
But that's been something that Stefanski has been doing for the past couple of games. And I believe I read somewhere, I didn't watch the entire game, but I believe they said that there was a 2-point conversion attempt made before this one that we're talking about, where Shador was in, but he fumbled the ball, right? I have to go back and validate that. I'm not sure, but I'm bringing all that up to say it does seem fishy. Shador doesn't seem as if they've done a good job nurturing and grooming him this season. But when you're the 3rd string quarterback, you can't expect to be coached up that way, right? You're the 3rd string quarterback. That being said, he looks like he should be the guy, not just for this year, but they need to give him more time, even going into next season, to see what they got. The way that he throws the ball, some of the plays that he's making, the big time plays, the big time throws that he's throwing as well. He deserves more of a look. He deserves more time. He deserves more investment to see what they got in him, because you can't expect, or you can't put all your chips into another rookie quarterback coming in. I don't care if you get him in the 1st round or not, and say, hey, this is now going to be the guy. It's like right now drafting rookie quarterbacks is like playing Russian roulette. So you have to, if you have a bird in your hand, you said one one bird is worth more than two in the bush, right? So you have a guy that is showing that he has the tools, the intangibles to potentially be a franchise guy. It would be egregious not to go all in and try to figure that out with him. So now they got 2 first-round picks going into next year, and they don't necessarily need to draft a quarterback.
No.
Right? But we'll see. We'll see what Stefanski does. And those people talking about how Shador outperformed Cam Ward, come on. Come on. The Cleveland Browns defense is way better than the Titans, right? So you can't expect Cam Ward to have performed at the same clip, at the same level as Shador did against the Titans defense. So even with that said, Shador still played pretty good with Myles Garrett breathing down his throat every other play. He didn't stink up the joint. He still seemed adequate with no talent around him. Tony Pollard had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good game, but that was it. That's the only bright spot. Only bright spot on the offense. Yeah. So, yeah, it was good to see those two guys go at it. They've been friends from back in college, and I'm hoping to see more of this between them two going forward in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear from you guys on this next game. Daniel Jones goes down, and Jacksonville Jaguars they're running. Look, I know I was kind of a little not sure about Jacksonville because of of how they look, but I'm looking at Jacksonville now. I know Daniel Jones went down. And that's pretty much it now for Indianapolis. They have Phillip Rivers on the practice squad. They call him up after 5 years of not playing. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going, and it just baffles me. But anyway. Lee, I know, I definitely want to hear from you on this as well, because, Jacksonville may not be the team that I thought they were. I know they were kind of helter-skelter going, helter-skelter, but they look like they are kind of trying to turn the corner a little bit. I don't know. It looks like Liam Cohen was he was coaching his butt off in this game. And Jacksonville might be trying to say something, man. They might be trying to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, look, he's playing solid. He's a big guy. He might be settling down a little bit. I don't know, but look, I mean they are on a run. They're 9-4, man. I mean, you win 9 games in the NFL at this point. I mean, you got to be saying something. It cannot be a fluke. So anyway, in the Indianapolis Colts go down. They look like they're going in the opposite direction at this point, especially with Daniel Jones going down. I don't know what's going to happen. Lee, I think you had mentioned a couple weeks ago that Jonathan Taylor's MVP bid is just like it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, so I don't know. This I definitely want to hear from you guys on what you think about this game. But for me, I think Trevor Lawrence is, man, they trying to do their thing.
So let me start with Indy. So, extremely unfortunate what happened to Daniel Jones. Was having a really good season, kind of turning the narrative about him around, goes down non-contact, and for some reason with these quarterbacks, they plant randomly and the Achilles goes. Hit Dan Marino, Kirk Cousins, right? Aaron Rodgers to this plant and gone, right? So he's gone. And then, of course, the backup would have been Anthony Richardson, but the pole from the resistance band hit him in the face, broke his orbital bone, so he isn't available. So they had to go to the rookie, Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. And now they're like scrambling after the trade deadline, trying to find a quarterback. to either start or back up Riley Leonard, and it's like, who do you go to? So hey, didn't Phillip Rivers play for us a couple years ago? Could we call up Phillip Rivers and see what he doing? Hey, if you play, they're gonna set that 5-year window for you being eligible for the Hall of Fame back. But like, hey, so I was gonna get in first time anyway, probably. So what does it matter? But yeah,
Hey,
so
hey Doc,
I agree. Indy, yeah,
can I jump in real quick?
sure.
Let me just jump in real quick, right? First and foremost, Link, it's a fluke. It's a fluke, right? Jackson, it's a fluke. Piggybacking off of what Doc was getting into. So you have Phillip Rivers. He and Steichen are actually friends. They're cool.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers, he's coaching his son's high school football team, and he's actually using Steichen's playbook for the team.
Okay.
So there's some familiarity there.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That still don't matter.
It don't matter.
Right. It don't matter. I don't care if he wrote the playbook himself. He's 44. He's been out of the league since 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way humanly possible he's in any football shape. No way.
None.
Can't be. Right. So this is desperation at its highest level. You have a team in the Colts who went all in. Right? They just got the cornerback.
Sauce.
Yeah. Sauce. Yeah.
Sauce Gardner. Gave up draft picks. They tried to pull a Rams like what we did with Ramsey. Gave up 2 first-rounders. So this was supposed to be all in territory. Okay. And now they find themselves with no quarterback. So now they're scrambling, trying to salvage. And this, this is pitiful. It's pitiful, right? And I feel sorry for them. I don't know if I wouldn't have done it. It just seems too desperate. Now, going to the Jaguars, and I'm going to say this and Doc, and then I'm going to let you finish, right? If you look at the last 5 wins that they had, right? They won 5 out of the last 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Raiders, okay? They beat the Chargers when the Chargers were decimated, okay?
Okay.
They beat the Cardinals, okay? They beat the Titans. And then they just beat the Colts with no Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Give me a break, man. No. And the team that they did lose against out of that and that last 6-game stretch, Houston Texans.
Houston. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So no. It's a fluke.
fluke.
It's a fluke.
I got
Right?
you.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it. You play who's on the schedule. You play who's on the schedule. I get it. They can't. They have no control over that. But yeah, man, I have no belief in this team. And the only thing I would say about this team, about the Jaguars, that the defense looks okay against the Raiders and the Cardinals and the Titans. You look okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Doc. You can finish.
No. I'm going piggy off your piggy. Of course, they're trying to bring your boy Rivers in as he would be familiar with the offense and conceivably could start in a week or 2 weeks. But yeah, the 44-year-old, you're hoping it's going to be a heavy dose at best of Jonathan Taylor, and they're hoping for the best, right? So,
This is crazy.
but it don't look good going into the playoffs. Should they make the playoffs, right? As for Jacksonville, when you're playing a 3rd or 4th place schedule, things look good. They play the Jets next. We'll see how legitimate they are when they're at the Broncos in 2 weeks. That'll let us know. And then it's at the Colts and versus the Titans. So they should go at least 3-1.
Soft schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Right?
got that.
So,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what they look like next year when they have a 2nd or 1st place schedule instead of like a 4th place schedule.
It's like the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule was brought to you by Charmin.
Squeezably.
Yeah.
Squeezably soft.
Oh man.
All right.
I'll throw this in there real quick. Phillip Rivers. He has 10 kids. He's a granddad.
Mhm.
And his oldest child is as old as the quarterback, Riley
Riley
Leonard.
Leonard. Yeah,
Older, or about the same age as Riley Leonard.
older.
Put older. Let's put that in
Mhm.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, he's coming in and he's going to be older than the head coach and the offensive coordinator.
All right. All right.
So when Tom Brady was 44, ain't no one had no issues with 44-year-old Tom Brady playing. Why y'all doing
Tom is
Phillip Rivers
Tom,
dirty
man.
like this,
Tom is
man?
one of one,
No
man.
one would have any issues with Tom Brady playing now.
Right. Tom is one of one. Yeah. Yeah.
You think they called Tom? Hey, you
Hey, you
wanna
think you could juggle? You think you could juggle being the part-time owner, the announcer, and play
and the
for us
player?
on a couple of Sundays?
Tom got too many jobs, man. You don't need no. You
Nice,
don't need no.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So, all right,
Caribbean
Doc,
Tom.
your Vikings, man. Your Vikings,
Yeah.
31 zip on the Commanders. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just keep them where they at. You know, JJ McCarthy. I think he did solid, man. I think JJ was, he played an okay game, played pretty good. I definitely want to hear from you on it, but I know Jaden Daniels went out again. I don't know why. What is it with Washington? What is it with Washington and their quarterbacks? Why they try to run these dudes in the ground? Why is he even coming back? You gotta dislocate it. Why? You already out of the playoffs. It's no reason. Why are you trying to do this? It don't make any sense. Just be done for the rest of the season, bro. So I hope for his health. Look, I like the kid. I like the kid, and I want to see him healthy, and I want to see him play. They're in the NFC East, however. And look, we got them twice coming up in the next couple of weeks. I don't mind if he's there, but I'm looking out, and this is true. I'm looking out for his health long term. If I was the Commanders and he's your franchise, let him be done. Y'all are done, man. Just put him on the side and let him do his thing. Why was he even back in this game? That don't even make any sense, man. That's just negligence on the part of the Commanders for even having him, putting him out there again. Because I could just see at the beginning of the game with that big with the brace he had on his elbow, I was like, if he get hit on this elbow again, this dude is gonna be, and it happened. So yeah, just leave him out of the game. But Doc, your Vikings, look, there was a quote that Justin Jefferson had. I can't remember the exact what he was saying, but I know he was saying he would rather, if he's gonna lose. I can't remember what he said, but it was something about catches and losing, but he would rather. I can't even put
catches
it.
and
Not
win and a whole
catch
bunch of
anything
catches
and
and lose.
win than to get a whole bunch of yards and lose, right?
Right,
Something like
right. Yeah. So yeah, Doc, talk to us, man.
First off, if
AJ
if
Brown
Cle-
wouldn't have said that. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
We coming.
I couldn't help myself.
so first off, if the Cleveland Brown organization is the organization where quarterbacks do not thrive, the Washington franchise is where quarterbacks get hurt. Joe Theismann, Alex Smith, RG3.
Yeah.
I'll throw Gus Frerotte in there.
He did that to himself.
It still happened. It still happened with the
Did
helmet
that
on.
to himself, though.
It still happened with the helmet on, though. And now, twice, with third injury in the same year, with 3 different injuries, re-aggravation with Jaden Daniels. I agree with you. I think you didn't need to put him on the shelf, save him for the future. I'm not sure what you're going to be learning the rest of the season. He's a great quarterback when healthy. I need to get younger and build around him. Now, as for Minnesota, we had a good game. Now, the thing about it is, I think after last week when Brosmer was in there, I think the head coach had a come to Jesus moment and realized that not every quarterback can run the offense the way he wants to call plays, and so he finally changed and simplified the offense to help his quarterback. Thankfully, Washington's not good against the run, so we ran the ball a lot. And we called lots of safe passes to get the confidence going for J.J. McCarthy. 16 of 23 from 163. Did have 3 touchdowns, and they all to the tight ends, and happy with it. Safe short passes. I don't think J.J. McCarthy has arrived, but I am glad to see that O'Connell called plays, the type of plays you should call for a guy playing his first full season in the league, right? And not opening up the playbook and trying to depend on him to like make plays as if he's Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers, right? Like just like make it easy for him, make the safe passes. That's what we did. We did what needed to be done on offense, and then our defense. We got a great defensive coordinator. He had both Washington quarterbacks dazed and confused. And so we had a bunch of turnovers that helped us out on offense as well. So it was a good game. What we did worked well against their team. I'm still worried about what's going to happen next week. I'll be honest with you. But I'm glad to see it. It gives me a little bit more faith, not just in J.J. McCarthy, but in O'Connell and the organization that we can do stuff to get this quarterback up to speed. So,
Yeah, I'm still replaying the Gus Frerotte injury in my head, man. I can't get it out. That
the turn when he looks at the camera.
the way he looked at the camera after. If you don't know what we talk about, look it up. Look up Gus Frerotte, Washington Redskins.
F-R-E-R-O-T-T-E.
Concussion. Just look those three things up. But you make a good point, Doc, with O'Connell, and I think he overestimated his system and the adaptability of that system with younger quarterbacks. What he should have done, he should have took pages out of what Cliff Kingsbury did with Jaden Daniels, and people forget about that. Jaden Daniels, his first couple of games in his rookie season, everything was just dink and dunk. Dink, dunk, right? To the point where I forgot who the opponent was. Was it the Eagles or maybe the Lions, where they said they're not concerned about him. All he does is he throws short passes, and then that was in the middle of the season, and that's when the playbook got opened up, and that team it was the Bears. That's who it was. Mm-hmm. It was the Bears, and then he came in that game and lit them up, because now when you give them just bite sizes, one, it gets their confidence up. Two, it allows them to get acclimated to the speed of the game. Yeah. And then when those two things become commonplace, then you can start opening up that playbook, and then they can start doing more things with the information that you're giving them. But when you give them too much all at one time, you're going to have what you're having now. You're going to have analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis, and then you're going to look awful. So to your point, Doc, this last game, it looked as if they simplified the playbook. McCarthy looked a lot more comfortable. He looked a half a beat faster than he normally would be. Still not fast enough, but faster than when he was. And he was getting the ball out. I understand that the Commanders' defense isn't that great, but look, he did well for his 7th start. That being said, the Commanders, they need to sit Jaden Daniels down for the rest of the season. Yeah, they need to gear up for the draft. They need to do a complete overhaul of that defense, and they need to bring in some offensive linemen to help protect Jaden Daniels and protect the investment in him going forward. They also need a better running back. They need to find someone, or maybe it's two of the same, right? They probably need offensive line and a running back so that they can shore up that running game and just get them better skilled, not skilled on the outside, but their skills in the backfield and the defense to help support him going forward. But yeah, good win for the Vikings. I know you're not completely happy with where things are, Doc. I wouldn't be if I was a fan, but it's a step in the right direction.
It's where things should have been week 1.
Yeah.
So I just need y'all to continue this next week. We're going to talk about that, but I need you to continue this next week. All right.
Who do they play next week?
Yeah. this game I'm gonna be quick on this one. Miami Dolphins 34, Jets 10. Um, that's all I got, man. I was just
Why are all the Dolphin games uninteresting
they just it's just
for the last 3 weeks?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Jalen Wright had 24 carries for 107 yards for the Dolphins. But yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say. I'm not terribly excited the Dolphins won, and I'm not terribly shocked that the New York Jets didn't. So, um, yeah.
Don't look now, but the Dolphins have the same record as the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Yes, they do. They do. Yeah. Yeah. For what that's worth. Yes.
For what that's worth,
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
they got the same record.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, all right. Saints 24, Buccaneers 20. You know what? I did not expect this. I watched like the ending part of this game with the Saints, and Tyler Shook. I think this was his best game as an NFL quarterback. I think he ran for 2 touchdowns, or I think he did run for 2 touchdowns.
yes.
And look, he put it. When I was looking at him in this game,
He's running for his life.
he definitely was running for his life,
He's running
and
for
he
his
was
life.
like, let me tell you, this was the hardest he worked since he was in the NFL. Because I looked at his face and it was like he gave everything he had in his body, to pull this off. So, he deserves it. I still don't understand, Lee. I think you said it before. I still don't understand why Taysom Hill is even on this team. I don't even know why he's still in the NFL. But anyway, I don't know. He just traveled from coach to coach to coach, and they just keep him on the team for some odd reason.
I think he must he's show up in practice.
I don't know what he
Fan
is.
favorite, man. Fan
Got to
favorite.
be.
I don't get it.
Yeah, but
I
don't
can't
get it.
even say he know where the bodies are buried because it's New Orleans. They don't bury them under the ground.
That's right.
So
That's
throw him in the swamp.
right. Yeah, I don't know, man. But look, Tyler Shirt looks good. I still don't think he's the quarterback for this team. But he had a good win, and so the Buccaneers dropped this one. They needed this, but they dropped it. So, Bucky Irving was in this game. And so I don't know, but the Saints just showed up and took the game. So yeah,
divisional game. You never know how things go, but this is why I am not a betting man because I would be shirtless and without a car. I just, yeah. But kudos to New Orleans for being on the road in Tampa and beating Tampa at home. Tyler Shook running for his life, but hey, they win the game and congrats to them. So this is a really tough loss for Tampa because Carolina's nipping at their heels. So yeah. So
Yeah, no, this 2-man race now with the NFC South, it's shaping up to be pretty exciting with the Bucks and the Panthers. You have the Panthers who 2 weeks ago upset the Rams, and they seem to be trending up. The Buccaneers are holding on for dear life at that spot, and they're just riddled with injuries all season. It's like a carousel of people getting hurt, coming back, getting hurt, coming back. Mayfield is not 100%. Since his game with us, I think he's still ailing. So I think that's why you're seeing a lot of inconsistency with him over the past 2 weeks. I still think they should have won this game. This was a game that they should have secured this to keep that distance between them and the Panthers, and now they've opened the door and allowed they've given them more of a chance to catch them up and possibly take that top spot from them. And I think whoever doesn't win this division, they may not end up in the playoffs.
Right.
So, yeah, this is going to be an important race for those two teams.
Yeah. Hey, what was the Falcons score in the Super Bowl when they played the Patriots? Was it 28
28-3 and a
28?
half.
Yeah, 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
The Cincinnati Bengals were up 28 to 3. 28 to 3 over the Buffalo Bills in the first half of this game. And you mean to tell me that the Cincinnati Bengals find a way to lose this game? Was this Josh Allen balling out, or was this just the ineptness of the Cincinnati Bengals? I really don't know because again, people are still putting Josh Allen on a pedestal, um, and but you played against the Cincinnati Bengals that was up 28-3, which I thought when I saw it, the game was over. How do they come back and win this game? And so everybody's jumping again now. Everybody's jumping back on um, uh, 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 um, uh, uh, Josh Allen's bandwagon, and I just don't know. Again, I'm not quite. I'm my. I can't put my finger on it. With the Buffalo Bills. However, Josh Allen, he had what, four touch for what do you have? Let's see.
Four
Um,
touchdowns, three passing, one rushing.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, look, they come back and win the game. It's the Cincinnati Bengals defense is non-existent. It's just it's ridiculous. And so, anyway, what can you say? I thought they had the game Cincinnati, but they gave it away.
There is no D in Cincinnati Bengals.
No, there's
Then
not.
on, yep, yep. Then on top of that, don't forget this the Buffalo Bills. If there's any franchise that's known for coming back from deficits, ask Houston Oilers about that. It's the Buffalo Bills. They circle the wagons and they tend to have these epic comebacks. But yeah, this is a when you up when you up that much, you should be able to keep that lead. But when you have no defense, and then Trey Hendrickson is out, so
Yeah.
I mean less of a defense than they have, right? Um, Inclement weather, but both teams are used to inclement weather, so that's a push. But yeah, James Cook had decent game, 18 carries for 80 yards. Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns passing, 1 touchdown rushing. It's Josh Allen being Josh Allen. It's enough for them to come back and win. A much needed win to try to keep their playoff hopes alive, right? Because got the Patriots in their division, so um, they did what they had to do, and yeah, the Bengals no defense and didn't have much of a rushing game, and in that kind of weather, if you can't run, then you got to swing it the whole game. It's gonna be tough. So
Yeah.
Buffalo wins.
Yeah, Josh Allen's the best. I think he's the best quarterback in the league, talent wise, right? He's the most talented quarterback in the league. Put it that way. He has no, there's not a lot of support. James Cook, he's a good running back, but he fumbled the ball twice, one on the goal line when he was about to score. So Josh Allen had a lot working against him. The defense did show up. I think the defense had two crucial takeaways, um, some Burrow interceptions that helped flip the script and got the momentum going back in the Bills' direction. And then you just had Josh Allen in the snow, inclement weather, people sliding all over the place, and him skating past them as if he's running on grass and they're on ice, right? I think there was one where he ran it himself. This was after James Cook fumbled at the goal line. They got the ball back the next possession, and he decides just to run it 40 yards for a touchdown himself. So he's a hell of a quarterback. He's doing a phenomenal job with minimal support on the offensive side. I think his best pass catches right now are the tight ends between Knox and Kincaid. He doesn't have a much of a threat on the outside perimeter with his wide receivers, and he's still putting up these kind of numbers. He was 22 of 28, 251 yards passing, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns in the snow.
So,
You know, Burrow had four. He did have 4 touchdowns on his side, but he has Higgins and Jamar Chase to throw to. and he did have 2 interceptions. So yeah, Josh Allen it's all about him right now. He's the reason why they won this game. If you take Josh Allen off that Bills team,
Yeah, you might as well forget it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
So, so there in the NFL, there's been some guys who run the ball, and they are just amazing bad weather runners, right? Gale Sayers, and more recently Le'Veon Bell, where as they say, like they're running and it's like they're on grass, and everybody else in the mud or in the snow, they're slip sliding, and it's rare to say it for a quarterback, but Josh Allen is running over the people, and they can't seem to catch him, especially in the cold. So, but it's just it's rare to see a bad weather running quarterback,
yeah.
especially for his height. But he seems to his center of gravity or something. I can't explain it well, but he don't slip and slide like these other folks be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know who's continuing to slide to that first pick in the NFL draft, and that's the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm sorry, 24-17, 2-win Raiders team, and Broncos come in. They did what they were supposed to do, man. I mean, it's the Raiders after all. 24-17. They take the game. Bo Nix, what was Bo Nix looking like? Let's see, because Lee, I know Bo Nix is one of your favorite QBs. Um, 31, 31, 38, 212 yards. Got sacked 3 times, no TDs. So, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do against his team. Again, he is what he is. They're rolling. Denver Broncos are rolling. They look like they are going to be the team to beat. So, in the AFC right now, I mean, so they are on I think at this point they're on like a 10-game winning streak or some crazy thing like that. So anyway, I mean, they winning the games. They doing what needs to happen to win the games. They won against the Raiders. They should have won.
Yeah. Divisional matchup. All bets are off. It's why the game was as close as it was. I think Denver did what it needed to do. Bo Nix tends to protect the rock. Neither side had a turnover, no interceptions, no fumbles on either side. It's pretty rare. I think Gino got hurt at some point, so Kenny Pickett made an appearance. Both quarterbacks for the Raiders threw for a touchdown. But yeah, the Raiders are waiting for next season and what they're going to do with that number 1 pick. And Denver's trying to see if they could catch. I think they actually the number 1 seed right now, but it seems to be coming down between them and New England for who's going to be the number 1 seed in AFC. So,
yeah. Just for the record, for anyone listening, y'all know I can't stand Bo Nix. Like that, don't ever call him my boy again. I have no faith in that guy as a quarterback.
I was waiting on you. I was
But
waiting on you.
no. I let that. I just wanted to let you finish your comment.
Yeah.
But no. Let it be known for the record. No,
For the record, yeah.
He's not my guy. Not my guy. But this game, even though the score may not look it, right? But this game was never close. It wasn't close. I understand it's a division game, and normally it would be, hey, all bets are off. I get that, but not in this case. The Denver Broncos went into this game. When you watch this game, they went in this game. They controlled it from start to finish, and they were playing just not to get hurt. They controlled the ball. I think they had the ball almost 40 minutes, right? I think it was what 30. It says 39 minutes. They had the ball. So they controlled the time of possession. They were running, keeping the Raiders off the field, eating up clock, moving the ball at will, scoring, and then at the end, the Raiders tried to make a little bit of a push. They couldn't make a push. They kicked the field goal to cover the spread. Bettors all pissed off, right? All that stuff going on, but there was at no point in this game where the Raiders threatening to win. So Raiders defense is top notch. 10 wins. I think they said Bo Nix has tied John Elway for the most consecutive wins in the organization. Stop it. They just stop it. Stop it. As if he had it. Anyway.
What you got against Bo Nix?
Bo Nix sucks, man. Come on. Bo Nix is not a good. You know what? We'll let it work itself out. We'll see. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't like the hype. I don't see the hype. It doesn't make sense to me. He's a guy that fits Sean Payton's scheme. But he's not going to do it nearly to the clip of Drew Brees. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Right. This is the best we're going to see. This is it.
Which isn't bad.
And they're 11-2.
No. So
good. No. Okay. Here's the thing. They're a good team.
Yeah.
I have nothing against the team.
got you.
They're a very good team. They're well coached. Okay. The running game is solid, not great. The defense is off the charts. Okay. They got pretty good positional weapons on the outside with Sutton and Franklin and Mims and those guys. Okay. And then you have Nix, who he's doing a pretty good job kind of orchestrating that offense. That's it.
Yeah.
But when you start comparing him and throwing accolades out there as if he's playing and contributing, not playing, but contributing, right, to the same fashion of John Elway, stop it. Stop it. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that one.
We talking both sides of the same coin. There's a really good defense, and he does a really good job of not making bad plays. Takes few sacks, doesn't fumble the ball, doesn't throw a bunch of picks, keeps his team in it. And with a really good defense, you can win some games. You put him with Indianapolis, they'd be doing pretty good right now. But you can't put him with the Rams. You can't put him with the Bengals when the Bengals are healthy. He's not the guy who's going to drop back 4 times a game and win the game for you. That's not Bo Nix. So if that's the quarterback you want, you can't put him in New England. He ain't doing that stuff that Drake May's doing. I think even with McDaniels. So, but for what they're asking him to do, his role on the team, he's doing a great job, right? So he's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. And to Lee's point, I don't think he's going to get much better.
Yeah,
I think this
Brad
is
Johnson, Trent Dilfer. That's what he is, right?
Yeah.
And
They could win a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Those who won Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
But that's what he is.
The Bears would have loved him when they had Rex Grossman. The Bears would have loved him that year. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Kyle Orton could have done it.
Yep. Kyle Orton should have done it. But anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the Bears, 28-21 with Green Bay. That was I said this was going to be one of the games of the week. It lived up to the hype, man. They were going back and forth. They were going back and forth, man. And you know, you could see the creativity. Ben Johnson, and you know, man, just came down to just oh man, it was so close. I love watching this game. You know, what Green Bay now 9-3-1. The one thing that's so crazy about this whole thing, that Chicago could be the number 1 seed one week and then the number 7 seed the next week. I mean, just with one loss, it's just so crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With how this thing looking, and they could not even make the playoffs. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. But this was a great game, man. I like the game. These two teams, in your division, Doc. But you know, it is what it is. I know you didn't like to see this, but you know, these the juggernauts in your division, man.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of this because just like watching your ex and your enemy going at it. So I was just like, whatever. I was I was at church, and one of the ushers was walking around, and she had this nice black and orange scarf shawl on, and I look and I saw that big old C in orange. I was like, boy, these Chicago Bears fans coming out the woodwork, showing their colors all of a sudden because the
Yeah,
Bears in
church
first
with it
place,
on.
and then this game happened. You know, it
It didn't work then.
it did not work.
It didn't work.
They coming out too soon. You gotta be patient. You gotta be
Yeah.
patient,
Mhm.
right? No man, but the thing about it that the play that end up icing the game for Green Bay, right, is the fundamental issue that the Bears are gonna have. Only saving grace from the Bears organization from the Viking standpoint, which is Caleb Williams trying to be hero, not doing stuff on script because the dude was
Yep.
open
He was open.
and he delayed and threw it late
Yeah.
and gets picked off. So, um, but I think both teams will be difficult out should they make the playoffs. Yep, it is amazing how quickly fortunes can change after 1 week,
Yeah.
and we'll see how things go. So,
Yeah, it was good to see. I didn't watch the game. The Rams were playing at the same time, but I did get the last 2 minutes because our game had ended right before this one did. And then I went back and watched some of the replays, and it's good to see this rivalry be competitive again.
Mhm.
NFL needs this. This is the longest standing rivalry in the NFL, Bears and the Packers, and for it to be as relevant as it was this last game, and then we get to see it again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
This is good for the NFL. Um, to Doc's point, a couple of things with Caleb Williams, and I've resigned myself to the notion that he is who he is. Um, it's going to be up to Ben to coach around it or to
mm,
scheme around it, but he is always going to fall back to playing hero ball. That's his nature, right? That's his instinct. And I don't think there's no amount of coaching that can be done to get him to be consistent with on time, on rhythm, right? That style of play. So that last play, watching it and seeing it happen in real time, and the thing is that he doesn't throw picks. He doesn't normally throw a lot of
Yep.
interceptions, but when you get put in that situation against a really good team and that team has studied you, they're going to capitalize, and that's what happened.
Mhm.
So now I think you're going to see Ben. He's going to double down on the run going forward, which is what he's done these past couple of games. I think he wants to take the ball out of Caleb's hand as much as possible in those critical situations, and have the team through the trenches control its own destiny. So we'll see going forward. But aside from that, man, Jordan Love is looking good. Jordan Love, these past couple of games, he's turned it up a notch. Got Christian Watson, he came back. Reed is back. He's getting his weapons. You forgot that these guys weren't playing at the beginning of the season, and that was probably a big contributing factor as to why the offense was looking so stagnated.
Mhm.
And now they're starting to find their groove at the most crucial point in the season. They're going to be a hard team to match up with when it come playoff time. So not looking forward to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait for the rematch between these two in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be a real good one. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So lead with your Rams, man. 45-17. Took care of the Cardinals. We knew this was gonna happen.
Yep.
The Cardinals come down, march down, score the first 7 points of the game, and then pretty much that was it. It was lights out at that time. Puka Nakua just takes over, and it was just like it was one of those shows that you watch and you're like, oh, this over. Let me turn this. So yeah, man. Your Rams did their thing, man. It did their thing.
You didn't watch the game? You didn't finish
I
the
I,
game,
wa- I,
Max?
I watch I watch it.
Okay.
I watch it, but at some point, when you watching TV, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know what's gonna happen at the end of this. I know what's gonna happen. So yeah, y'all did your thing, man. So kudos to you guys in winning this game. I didn't have any doubts anyway, with this one for sure.
It was like they score again. Um, jokes aside, it looked easy. I think they got really focused after the loss,
Oh
refocused,
yeah.
came out, blue collar workman like did what they had to do. It was good to actually see the running game and Blake Corum getting some carries and doing some stuff as well as Karen Williams. Bodes
Mhm.
well for the future. Um, and Jacoby Brissett did his best against that Rams defense, but too much. Um, and yeah, and the Rams have righted the ship. Not that the ship is going off very much, but I think they're focused going into December. So congrats.
Lee, before you start, Quorum, and because you had talked about him a couple weeks, back when he
Mhm.
wasn't really getting the ball. It looks like
Mhm.
it looked like is he taking over? I mean, or is it kind of even?
It's
Is it
even.
or is even? Okay, yeah, but
It's even.
I'm seeing his runs and he looking good, man.
Yeah, no. So Corum, I watched him when he was with Michigan, right? So he was the Michigan running back when went on the championship run, and we picked him up. I was happy with the draft pick because I thought that his skill set matched up with McVay's style, offensive style. Um, so what they're doing now, they're doing the two-man approach on the running game, trying to conserve both running backs, trying to get everybody as fresh as they can possibly be for this playoff run, which I think is a great strategy. And Corum, even though the styles are similar, he's a shiftier back. Some of like his vision and the cuts that he make, like I'm watching it in real time, and I'm like, ooh, like like you can see it, but can you get there? He can get there.
Hmm.
And so I think as he continues to develop and gain more confidence, you could see possibly a shift in terms of the amount of carries he gets over Kyron in the future. But for now and probably next year, I think they're going to continue to even that out. Kyron just got a contract over the off season, so he's going to be the main guy for at least the next two years. That being said, with this game, it went the way I expected it to go. Not trying to be, not trying to brag or anything. I wanted to see them come out, and I wanted to see them have an efficient game plan, execution, and win against this team. If it was anything else, I would have been concerned. Even if we had won, if they struggled, I would have been concerned. But they did what they were supposed to do. They locked them down. Rams always seem to give up touchdowns early. I've been noticing that with them this season. But what they do is they adjust real quick. They watch you, they check to see what your scheme, what you're running. You end up scoring, and then they shift, they switch stuff up, and then they tighten the bolts going forward. So I wasn't too concerned when they went down and scored. Uh, Defense looks good. The Emmanuel Forbes still, even though it was garbage time, he gave up a touchdown to Wilson. I don't like that. I still that's the one part of the defense I'm concerned about going into the playoffs is Emmanuel Forbes. I don't want to call him a weak link, but I think he's going to be picked on, and I it could possibly be an issue if we don't figure something out with that. But outside of that, I like the showing.
Yeah, yeah, it was good, man. It was a good one.
Yeah. And
Um,
I would say, before I would say, in my estimation, I would have Matthew Stafford right now at the top of the list for MVP.
mhm.
I think he's the top MVP candidate right now in the league.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree with you on that one. Um, so the Chiefs dynasty is crumbling, man. We had called this game. I knew Houston was going to win this game because of the defense and how they have been playing. Um, Look, C.J. Stroud didn't particularly have a great game, but he showed up when he needed to show up. He made the throws that he needed to throw to extend the plays in order to allow Houston to get in position to score, which was great. And it was good seeing that. It was good seeing them move the ball when they needed to move it. Kansas City's defense though was, oh boy, they were legit. I mean, crybaby Chris Jones wasn't crying so much in this game, but he was doing his thing. He was representing and but at the end of the game, Patrick Mahomes, these dudes was dropping balls left and right. I mean, they was dropping everything. It's like they didn't want to catch the ball. And the thing that is so symbolic of it all is they panned up to the booth to Taylor Swift. And I said, here they go again. Panning up to Taylor Swift. And then Patrick Mahomes throws the ball to Travis Kelce, bounce off the hand, off the helmet, and into the hands of the defenders. Game over. Look, that is so, and the look on his face, man. Dude, retire. Retire.
Go,
Go
please.
go get married. Go into the sunset. Retire. You are done. This is you don't need to come back no more. You are Achilles heel on this team, man.
Yeah.
Achilles heel. They need to they just go. Just go. And so they I don't know. I think they still say they got a little something that they could try to do something, but I think with how Travis Kelce is looking, these dudes can't catch the ball. The defense, like I said, was playing good. I think their defense was really the winner for their team. But Patrick Mahomes can't do it all. He can't throw it and catch it and do everything else. When it comes to offense, they don't have a running game, so it is what it is. And if Travis Kelce not catching the ball, and he hadn't been catching the ball in the last 2 years anyway, so it's not like he should have been gone 2 years ago, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, I knew Houston was going to win this game, so kudos to Houston, to Miko Ryans. They are doing their thing, and they are going to be a tough team coming up here in this AFC. And I think they're going to shock a lot of these teams like the Denvers of the world. I think that you match up with these guys. It's going to be something to reckon with. So yeah, I like the win by Houston.
If CJ Stroud has the type of game that he had in the playoffs, where conservative, no turnovers, with that defense, they're going to be a really tough out. I know he can make some throws, but with that defense, that Houston defense, yeah, you need to lean on that defense. And they ran the ball 26 times with Woody Marks for 68 yards, 2.6 yards a carry. Like, hey, let's run clock. Let's put pressure on the other side to try to score with fewer possessions. And yeah, they wasn't doing the Kansas City receivers wasn't doing Mahomes any favors, bobbling and dropping balls, and you can't do it against the defense like what Houston got. So, yeah, Houston, should they make the playoffs, is going to be a really hard out because that defense might be as good, maybe even better than Cleveland's defense, and that in the playoffs is it's going to be interesting to see. So. But yeah.
Wait, Kelsey had what? 5 targets, 1 catch for 8 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, like if this was the last Snead run team, he would not be on this squad. I think they're keeping him there for, I don't know, nostalgia, or they like him, but yeah, there's no way he should be starting, let alone be on the squad like this. They look old, and they look old primarily because of him. These receivers are pretty young. Worthy, Brown, Rice, these are young guys, but for whatever reason, the team just looks slow and looks old. And we talking about Worthy, who's probably the fastest receiver in the league, right? So I can't really put my finger on what's going on with them. The offensive line is shaky. Yes. They need to figure that out, and that's a big issue. I think they lost what's the guy's name? Simmons from Ohio State. Is he hurt? I believe he's out. The tackle. And they they don't have any running game still.
Yeah.
Right. So, but this is Andy Reid. Andy Reid doesn't like to run. He doesn't want to invest in running back. So
Right.
that's not going to get fixed anytime
No.
soon.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the dynasty is basically it's done. I'm pretty sure it's fixable in the off season, but for this season, I think they are this close now to just not making the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and we could find ourselves in the postseason without Burrow, Mahomes, or Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Wow.
That
Mm.
that's gonna be
Mm.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, kudos to the Texans. Your boy, our boy, D'Amico Ryans. We happy for him.
Yeah.
I think he should be in consideration for Coach of the Year for what he's done this season and for the adversity that he had to overcome with the injuries and all of the other things that was going on. This is a heck of a coaching job on his part. And CJ Stroud, I think he's coming back at the right time. I think they're about to make a good run. Same division as the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do play again.
They do
They
play
do play again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see just how real the Jaguars are when they meet up.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. All right. We got the Monday night game. I'm gonna let you guys go on this one first, man. I got some things I got to get off my chest, but I'm gonna let y'all roll on this one first, and then and then I'll jump in after that.
Yeah, I'll go. So Philadelphia Eagles 19, LA Chargers 22 in overtime. Where do I start? So yeah, so once again, AJ Brown gets to eat 6 receptions for 100 yards, and somehow it just seems to be whenever AJ Brown has a great game, the Eagles somehow do not win, and when he's like 2 catches on 5 targets for 4 yards, they seem to win by 15 points. I don't want to try to explain it, but I'm just noticing that trend. I think the quick snap to Saquon Barkley to get the touchdown run was a creative, almost trick kind of play.
Gimmick.
But
Sorry.
yep, gimmick,
Gimmick,
yep.
yeah, gimmick.
But that was the only time Saquon had a really good run.
That's it.
And for as mobile as Jalen Hurts is, and as Justin Herbert was the guy moving the chains with his feet, keeping the Chargers in the game, moving the chains.
Make it make sense.
Yep. So, but he was getting down most of the time. So, not taking too many hits to that broken left hand.
What you supposed to do?
Just Jackson Dart. And so,
Oh my
but
God.
Jalen Hurts, for whatever reason, 4 interceptions plus a fumble, if I'm not mistaken, and trying to make it down the field in overtime, and ball gets tipped, intercepted at the 2-yard line, and that spells it. So, tough, gritty win for the Chargers, and a tough loss for the Eagles. So, I'll leave it at that.
Lynx, I know you got a lot to say, so I'm not going to go too deep into this because I want to leave a lot of meat on. I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this. But I do want to talk about Saquon real quick. Aside from that fake tush push, right, play, which I mean it was a crafty play and it worked. What I don't understand at the beginning of the game, they were hitting that left side of that offensive line, and I mean they were getting chunk yards, 10 yards, 12 yards. I'm like, okay, they found something, milked this in the entire game,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
They stopped doing it, and then on top of that, I don't understand why Jalen Hurts isn't using his legs more. He's not even just scrambling, just get the extra yards, right? So you have that going on. they're forcing now the ball to AJ Brown, trying to keep him happy, because now you have a wide receiver who said he didn't feel fulfilled after winning the Super Bowl because, you know, we all know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He personal stuff. He
Hmm.
wants to
Yeah.
he wants to pad his stats.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that there. I'm gonna go to the Chargers. Gutty win by the Chargers, right? Your boy
Yeah.
Herbert, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Justin Herbert, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Your
Yep.
boy
Yep.
Justin Herbert with a broken arm comes in and he's running the ball. He's doing any and everything to get every scrap of yard he can possibly get. Because I mean, he was under duress the entire game.
Yeah.
One thing I say, your defense, that front four, they were on him.
Yeah.
He had, I mean, every snap he was running for his life,
Yeah.
and he was making positive net yards when he could. There was a couple of sacks. There was plenty. I think they sacked him 7 times.
7 times. Yeah.
7 times. So gutty win by them, man. I mean, I was really impressed with his effort, with what he was able to do. Omarion Hampton coming back, and he had a pretty good showing. They took him out of the game in the third quarter when he gave up a sack because he missed a blitz assignment, so you didn't see him after that. But yeah, man, I think this is twofold. One, Eagles, they still haven't figured it out. They got the Easter Bunny thing in their locker room over the week, trying to bring in positive vibes. Don't understand what that was all about either, but that didn't seem to work. I guess that was Sirianni's master plan. Didn't work. But then on on the Chargers side, right? They're making a push. They're trying to make a push. They're trying to get into the playoffs, and they're trying to come hella high water. They're strapping up broken bones and loose ligaments and putting their guys in and doing what they're supposed to do to win. There's no way they should have won this game. But you know, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. How you get beat by a one-handed bandit, I don't understand it yet. I still don't understand it.
That's a bar.
The dude hand was swollen through the cast that he had on. He was in pain the whole game. You could see the young boy was in pain. Look, he didn't particularly have the best game. Justin Herbert, I'm talking about.
Right.
However, he wanted the win. He wanted it, and you could tell with the injury like that. This dude did everything he could to win this game. He had 50-something rushing yards, 50-something rushing yards to Jalen Hurts 8 yards. Jalen. Doc, you brought up a good point. AJ Brown complaining. I want the ball. I don't feel like I'm involved. You know, You know, I just, you know, I don't know what it is, but you know, we got to fix this. You know, we got to get it right. Okay, AJ, you had 3 drops in the game. You had some passes that was in your hand, and you dropped them. And then let's not talk about the alligator arms that you had when you saw my man was coming to hit you and you dropped the ball. That was a catch. Yeah, it was high, but you could have caught that ball. You alligator armed it. So I don't want to hear anything from A.J. Brown. And guess what? We need to flip the script back to whatever it was before A.J. Brown in these last 3 games. Give him his 5 receptions for 2 yards or whatever it is he was getting, and then involve Devontae Smith, because now Devontae Smith is the best route runner on this team, and he needs to be getting the ball. So when AJ is now getting the ball, you see we losing. When Devontae was getting the ball, we winning. When Devontae and Dallas Goedert was getting the ball, the Eagles won, along with the defense, right? I got to give kudos to the defense right off the bat. These dudes was balling. I mean, they did everything humanly possible to win the game. I mean, what else can you expect? And this is without Jalen Carter. So I was impressed that they did what they did without Jalen Carter, getting pressure on, you know, on Justin Herbert all night, 7 sacks, doing particularly awesome. I do not blame I don't really blame Kevin Patullo, and I don't blame Nick Sirianni in this game. The blame goes on Jalen Hurts, and the blame goes on AJ Brown. That's where the blame needs to go, because for some reason there Troy Aikman was in there dissecting where wide receivers wide open,
Open.
and Jalen Hurts is staring down one receiver, AJ Brown, trying to get him the ball. Meanwhile, Dallas Goedert is streaking down the middle of the field with his
Yeah.
hands up wide open. Or you got a wide open field. They playing man on man. They got their man to man. They got their back to you. The field is open. Take off, Jalen. Run. Do what you got to do. And this dude does nothing. There were multiple wide receivers. Let me tell you, at halftime, after that, I think second interception, I said, get him out of the game. Get him out of the game. I don't care who you bring in. We can bring Nick Foles back. I don't care who we just get him out of the game. Jalen Hurts is not playing well. All right? He is staring down AJ Brown, staring down receivers. He's not progressing his reads. You could look at it. He's just looking at one side of the field, and that's it. Other guys are wide open. And if he went through his progressions quickly, he would see that. And that's where you need to have a quarterback that could get the ball out of their hand quickly, go through your progressions quickly, get the ball out of your hand. So I don't blame Kevin Patullo in this. No, the offense is not we know what it is. It's predictable. However, these guys are open for split seconds. That's all they're going to be open for. They're going to be open for like it's open and then it's closed. And if you wait and Jalen Hurts is holding on to the ball and those windows, it's like he's not comfortable throwing before the guys are where they need to be. But they are open for that split second, and you got to drop back and let it rip, dude. And it's just not happening. And I'm not blaming Kevin Patullo on this, and I'm not blaming Nick Sirianni on this. This loss goes squarely on Jalen Hurts, and it goes squarely on A.J. Brown. So I don't want to hear A.J. Brown. I don't want to see you bringing no books out. I don't want to see you on the sideline saying nothing. And Lee, you made a good point. Saquon Barkley, the left side of that offensive line was open in the holes. Why not exploit that? Then in overtime, you drive down the field. You on the 17-yard line. Why are you trying to run the ball?
3 minutes left. Yeah.
What are you doing? I mean, what is happening here? And why is Jalen Hurts trying to thread this in? This is not where we need to be. See, what's happening is they're listening to the media. They're listening to everybody out there. They're trying to appease A.J. Brown. Screw A.J. Brown. We need to whatever it is. We need to go back to where we was. Yes, we know A.J. Brown is an all-pro wide receiver, but this is a team game, and right now he's selfish. He's looking for stats, and this is not where we need to be. If you're trying to win, then look, it like Justin Jefferson says, I'd rather win than to have the stats. I want to win, and A.J. Brown want the stats more than he went. Because guess what? In the last 3 weeks, he ain't said nothing. He been happy. He been smiling. I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we just, we got to do this. He defending Jalen and all that stuff now. Come on. It's because you getting the ball, right?
That's his quarterback.
Come on, man. Come on. This was just so frustrating to see and to see. I mean, did you see the touchdown he had in the end zone?
Right in his hand.
No, the defender didn't even touch him. The defender didn't even touch his hand. I mean, so yeah, this is just ridiculous. This is definitely on those two, and they got to get it fixed. I don't know if it's going to get fixed with Jalen, how he's been playing these last couple games. It's just, I don't know what's going on in his brain. I don't know if he somebody got him under pressure, or I guess it's A.J. Brown. got him under pressure to give him the ball or whatever. I don't know what it is, but he's not seeing the entire field, and he got to stop staring down these receivers, man. This was just piss poor on
Yeah.
his behalf.
Yeah, I saw I was watching NFL Live, Dan Orlovsky, he was kind of breaking down the schematics of the offense and echoing a lot of what you were saying about Patullo. Said almost exactly the same thing. He said, I don't blame Patullo. I'm not putting any blame on him anymore.
No.
And he went and he dissected play by play, right? The routes, the missed opportunities, and and then I think there was another report by I think it was on First Take with Stephen A. and those guys, and they said they have inside sources telling them with other executives, other coaches, other teams saying it's Jalen Hurts. Now it's easy to kind of just now kind of pile on
Yeah, yeah,
things are
yeah, yeah,
bad, right? And I don't want to do that,
yeah,
but it does make you kind of ponder and think like, because I think they were saying that the problem isn't with the scheme, it's the fact that he's not executing the scheme the correct way.
yeah.
And when you look at those tapes and you look at those guys streaking down the field wide open and him missing the throws or throwing late, you have to now look at him and be like, are you the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it doesn't look good. And I don't care how stoic you are and how you could say all the right things and how I'm locked in and
That's right.
I'm not gonna get too high, get too low. I don't care about that.
No.
You need to perform.
Yeah. You got to.
And he's not doing it. I wanted to ask you this, going to AJ Brown, the way that he has performed the last two seasons, Super Bowl season included,
Yeah.
you still consider him a top 5 wide receiver in the league?
Not really. Um, he has the potential,
Yeah.
but I don't think he is playing at 100% potential where he could be. He's jogging on routes, man. He's literally jogging on routes. I've seen routes where he's not even going full speed. It's like he's not there. And he wants to get the ball, looking at all the other receivers' stats and whatnot. That's not a team player. I
Yeah.
know it's frustrating, as a player, you play sports before, you want to score, but if you winning, right, and you are a true team player, then you would say, look, throw the stats out the window. We winning, and as long as we winning, that's really, that's really all that matters. It's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna get yours at some point.
Yours. Yeah.
A game here, a game there, you may get yours. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I don't think he's. I think Devontae Smith is actually the number one
Better.
receiver on this team. Yeah, for sure.
I could agree with
Devontae
that.
Smith. Yeah, for sure.
Second question, and we could leave it with this one. What would you like to see happen then in the offseason?
I think AJ Brown has to go. AJ Brown has to go. And we just have a complimentary receiver over there. Devontae Smith is the number one receiver, and I think at this point it's too much stress, it's too much contention, it's too much whatever it is. AJ Brown as much as he talk about, oh no, it's not about stats. It is. You could tell that. I think everybody could see that. And because like I said, over the last 3 weeks, he hadn't said a word about that, and it's because he's been getting the ball. But there's also that correlation, Doc, which you mentioned also. AJ Brown is eating, but we losing, right? So yeah, I think in the off season, I won't feel any kind of way for them to trade him away, and get something for him while you can. At this point, it reminds me of kind of like not as bad as the To situation, but it's at the point where it's affecting everybody on the team, and I think he just needs to go.
The only difference with the To situation, say what you want about To and the antics he would have with the media, when you put the ball in his hand,
Yeah,
he will
yeah,
play. The man, he produced.
And he would go 100% no matter
He
what.
produced no
Yes.
matter what.
No matter
Yeah,
what, he was running his
he
routes
would
at
produce.
100%.
Yeah.
He would never
Yeah.
take off. I agree with you on that. Absolutely, definitely agree. And that's not the case with AJ Brown. So
No.
yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, we got our butts handed to us again. We shouldn't have lost this game, but we did. And so, you know, when the picks come up, you know, we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah,
Who you guys got
we'll-
next week?
we got the Raiders. We got the Raiders.
Yeah. What that mean? What that mean?
L.
For the Raiders?
No.
Come on, Lane, you
No.
ridiculous.
No.
You ridiculous.
No.
You ridiculous, Lane.
I'm telling you.
Nah,
You
nah,
was an
telling
Eagles
you.
fan,
nah.
right? You was
I'm
an
telling you.
Eagles fan.
No.
Nah.
You was
telling
an Eagles fan.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Sky is falling.
Look,
Sky is falling.
no, don't get me wrong. It's not that it's falling. This is what's going to happen. This and we'll talk about this next time. We'll talk about this. But this is what's going to happen. They're going to come in there thinking, the Raiders coming in town. You know, we got this. You know, we good. Defense is still going to do their thing, but the offense is still going to be the same. They're not going to be able to score nothing. They're not going to be able to move the ball. It's going to be Jalen Hurts is still going to be doing what he's doing. And and I'll say this, here's the caveat. If they don't flip the script back to what it was before, when it was still inept, but you know, AJ Brown wasn't getting the ball as much, if they don't flip back to what they were doing at that point, if AJ Brown come out of this game with 100 and some passing yards, two TDs or one TD, we losing. We losing this game. So anyway,
I don't see that. I don't see
Yeah.
that lose. Pete Carroll's son still coaching offensive line.
hey, look,
No, that ain't. No.
this could be the
No.
best game. This gonna be the best game of the year for them. This gonna be the best game of the year for them. We'll talk about that some
Yeah.
more, man. We'll talk
Okay.
about that.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
wait. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. All right. So broke down all these things, man. So we'll catch back up later on in the week. And it's a good one, man.
All right. See you guys
Later.
later.
All right.